Welcome to the Pursuit of Glory. This is a real-life, real-time documentary about a 15-year-old Korean-Australian boy coming from a regular middle-class family with a dream to become a world boxing champion. The old saying that the boxing is a hungry man's sport is very true, but it doesn't always derive from physical hunger, as hunger can always arise from many sources, not just the belly. Many of the former boxing champions came from rugged backgrounds, tough backgrounds, and poverty-stricken environments, such as the great Manny Pacquiao, who literally started boxing so he can provide extra money for his mother to buy food for the family. Fact is, you'll never see a world boxing champion come from a rich home, as they have full bellies and do not have the desire to overcome all the hard work required. But those who have no other choice have to fight. This boy has a full belly and is not lacking in any material things, so his desire is not driven by a hunger for survival, but rather it is driven by a desire to become great, a desire to become a champion fighter. Some people, whatever their background, are made to dance. Some people are made to sing. Some people are made to invent. Others are made to teach, whereas others are made to fight. Whatever it may be, desire is desire. Combat champions from time immemorial have been well paid and adorned by fans and spectators. Whether you want to become a world champion boxer because you need the money for food, or whether you want to become a world champion to attain the accolades of a champion, desire is desire. But some desires are stronger than others, so only time will tell. But the boy, who is soon to become a man, has made a decision. And my father always taught me, once a man makes a decision and speaks it, he is obligated to do it, not by anyone else, but obligated by his own spirit. So, as the boy's father, it is my duty in life to guide him and protect him along this ambitious path, as it is a path full of fearsome warriors, as they have fierce warrior spirits, which is a very intimidating path. But this is the nature of the game, and that is why they call it the hurt business, as the objective of boxing is to effectively put as much hurt on your opponent with the knuckle part of your fists, which, if it was done outside the ring, would get you sent to prison. But inside the ring, this is the objective of the game, and instead of attracting prison, you attract fame, fortune, and currency. Every dilemma a parent has for a child wanting to become a fighter is always their health and well-being. So I've warned my son of the types of personalities he may face in the sport of boxing, and asked him, "Are you prepared to travel such a path?" He responded confidently, "I'm gonna smash them all." I commended his spirit and informed, well, that is the kind of spirit you will need to play in this realm, as boxing is a game or sport, but it is a very serious game and sport, in that the ultimate cost comes in pain. So, before we started this journey, I had to make sure that the decision was his, as it is too hard of a sport for that if the desire is not sufficient and you don't give it your all, one will just give up when the going gets tough, and most definitely it will get tough. So I needed the decision to be his, so he doesn't waste everyone's time. So I asked him periodically over the past year, and his answer hasn't changed, but rather, as time passes, he believes that it is more and more the path for him. As the boy's father, I cannot help but worry So I tried to put myself in his situation, and I understand his heart. So I didn't want to block the boy's dream like my father blocked mine. Although it was my father's way of trying to protect my future, and I appreciate the gesture. But in life, and I've told my boys from a young age, until you have a passion for something that you are so compelled to do, just do what you gotta do, and that's all you gotta do. And go for it. But now, at the age of 15, it seems he has found a passion that he is willing to face pain to potentially obtain the glory. As a man, I respect his conviction and passion. As a father, I respect his courage and dreams. So what can I do other than to give him my full support? So as the boy's father, I aim to do what Papa De La Hoya did for Oscar, what Papa Trinidad did for Tito, what Papa Inoue did for Naoya, what Papa Fury did for Tyson, what Papa D'Amato did for young Mike Tyson, and what Papa Opataya did for the soon-to-be great Jai Opataya. And I'm going to try to do for my son. So, the first step is out of the way. As for boxing, if you do not have a strong desire than the next fighter, striving for the same goal, then you will always come short against the fighter who is willing to give up everything for his dream. Establishing the desire is the first step, as without the desire, one will not have the energy and spirit required to conquer this realm. So, like building a Lego model, we must build the fighter from the ground up. They say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So in order to prepare the fighter to enter the square ring, he needs to have the tools. That is, fundamental conditioning, boxing guard, fighting stance, footwork, defense, then the fun bit, the artillery. That is, the punches, counterattacks, and combinations. So in order to build a boxer, like with any fighting art, we need to work on these all individually and put them together collectively.
Yeah,
So,
great to a rhythm.
the journey begins. Becoming a boxer is not just about learning to punch. The rabbit hole goes much deeper. So I must teach him how to mentally, the art of boxing as well. As with everything, there is the practical side and the theory side. And what is the point of doing the practical if you don't understand the theory? So as Customato used to talk to young Mike Tyson about the art of boxing and instilling the spirit of a warrior in him, I must train the boy's spirit also to be ready to enter such a fierce realm. So, we are going to take a systematical approach and build a boxer from scratch. Before you can even go dream about becoming pro, one needs to do their apprenticeship in the amateurs. And if you can conquer the amateurs, then that will give you a huge boost into the professional realm. So, the journey starts. The first step is conditioning. A boxer must definitely requires a strong body and fit body to enter the square ring and do battle. So they need a fundamental level of strength, as you can't have a physique like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons and expect to do well in the boxing ring. But the boy has been training judo since he was 5 and has been competing at the national level since he was 9 years old. So he has the fundamental level of conditioning and is strong for his weight. If he didn't do judo, then we would need to spend a year or two just doing a fundamental strength training to just get his body conditioned to be a boxer. As you can't have a normal Corolla and expect to race it against V8s. But the boy is already strong. so we can just move straight into road work in boxing. Most boxers start with no background, so they must start from scratch. The boy is a national level judoka, so he already fights in judo, so he already has a fundamental level of fitness, strength and muscle, so no need to build more at this stage. With strength building in boxing, you must be very wary, as if you do exercises to build muscle, then you will trade size for efficiency. Furthermore, you can have all the muscle in the world, but if you don't have the fundamental cardio power to fuel their muscles, then those impressive looking muscles become useless and they will actually be a detriment, and as they say, you will commonly gas out. So cardio power is what is important, as boxing is a game of breath. Unproportionately big, impressive looking muscles in boxing actually become detrimental, as those big muscles require more oxygen to perform, so are effectively less efficient. This is in most cases, but the rabbit hole goes deep, so we will leave that for another day. So it is crucial to have a competent cardio fitness to last in the boxing ring. So the very fundamental exercise all boxers do is road work. A boxer is not a marathon runner. Although some are great long distance runners, they are not running a race. So running for speed is not the focus, but rather the focus is on relaxation and the breath. Running works the cardiovascular system to improve its efficiency, which effectively gives you that feeling of getting fitter, being able to run without huffing and puffing. This efficient state of breathing and fitness can only be achieved through consistent practice and working of the cardio machine. One underlying thing we need to be very wary of in creating a champion is the workload. Although it does take a huge commitment, I believe it is better to undertrain someone than to overtrain someone, as if you undertrain, you can always train more, but if you overtrain and burn out, then it is extremely difficult to reignite the fire. So it is a very delicate balancing act, and it is a very long journey, so I do not wish to burn the boy out, as he goes to school and still trains and competes in judo. The boy plays judo for fun and pursues boxing for glory. Let's see if this formula works. So from the next week, we'll start with the very basics of learning boxing stance and footwork. Some skills will need to be worked on individually, where others will need to be worked on in tandem with other skills. But the first phase is to learn the basics so that he can start sparring. So the plan is to work on the individual skills and put them together over the next 12 weeks. Then he will have his first spar in the ring. So this journey for the pursuit of glory has truly begun. Stay tuned for next week.